Beware the Moonsault Slayer.
You know, Harada, this is before Tekken 8, he was just talking about how eventually, maybe, possibly, Tekken would go free to play. Like, when he
I
said that, we thought he was talking about Tekken 8. But, like, if that happens with Tekken 9 or Tekken 10 where it's free to play, it wouldn't be too out there because you have, like, 2XKO, multiverses.
I can put
Uh,
out something controversial. I think, like as a casual as well, not only as a casual, Tekken 8, the PvP part should be for free. Like even now, if they change it afterwards, I paid the 60 euros as well. I still think it should be for free.
Like, ranked mode should
There's
be free.
You're saying just
uh
online?
yeah, just online. The casual matches, practice mode, and maybe even the ranked system. I'm not sure about the ranked, but casual and practice mode for sure. Because I also have my reasoning. We gotta have logic in all of this.
Yeah.
For example, Call of Duty had Warzone. They made it for free, and it was the gateway for all the PvE content then. And competitive games, if you like look at the gaming genre in general, not only the fighting genre, every competitive game is for free. That's because it needs to be more accessible for players. PvP content obviously lives and dies by its players. So if it's more accessible, right, you're obviously going to get more people into it and can make money off from whatever you have from there to offer, which is in most cases skins, etc.
yeah, but you're talking about shooters though. You're talking about games that like Fortnite. That's a completely different genre of games.
No,
If
no,
you're
no,
gonna
no.
do,
I disagree.
well, just let me finish though. Like,
Yeah, sure. Go finish.
in theory, it can work, right? But a game like Tekken, and a game like Street Fighter, a game like fighting games in general, I think that the way that they normally make money is just completely different than how other games make money. Like, for example, Battlefield released RedSec, right, which was that free to play Warzone style mode. It works for a game like that, right? And you can see that it's already benefiting from it. Call of Duty does the same thing. Fortnite does the same thing, and it already has its own separate mode. If you want to buy it, if you want to buy the main game or something like that, you can. That it works for games like that because of the style of game that you're playing. I don't think it's going to work for a game where you're fighting a singular person and you have to like base your entire fighting, like your entire company on this person investing their money into this one character. I don't think that's going to work long term. It may work short term, but I don't think it's going to work long term. I think long term is the way how they've been doing it so far, which is having tournaments and supporting the other players.
Yeah, I agree with what Darker said, but from a different view. I agree with it from the sense of a development team. Because if you look at the development teams of how COD is and Battlefield and Fortnite and honestly even like PUBG, right? Those like categories of games, the development team is much stronger in the sense of pushing out content. And also a big thing for me, especially in competitive games, is anti-cheat. And we paid what, $70 for Tekken, and this game still doesn't have any sort of anti-cheat for anything, you know?
Fair.
And that's
Uh,
a really big thing for me personally.
Okay.
Um
That's also why I said like ranked maybe in quotation marks. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you're just saying, like, for quick play or whatever, like, just for
Yeah.
someone to try and play the game.
Yes, that is one thing. But you said earlier about characters. But the thing is, League of Legends exists. League of Legends has how many characters now? I don't even know. It's a free-to-play game. How
Yeah,
does it
but
make money with so many characters? Why the map always stays the same, right? It's like the same concept. And
League of Legends is developed by Riot, and Riot is, like, such a long time developer for everything. I mean, they're the people who made Valorant, and that's free to play. They're the people who made 2XKO, you know?
yeah, but
And
but
those are
but
those are
why?
big games.
Okay, then let me put it from a different angle. What are games at the end of the day?
They're for entertainment, for
Exactly. If we had to like over categorize it, Tekken would like League of Legends, Counter Strike, Valorant, etc. still fall into the competitive category, right? Do you think the experience you get from one competitive game to the other is that much different if we put aside the mechanics?
if you put aside the mechanics,
Yes.
from a shooter to a fighting game.
Yes.
Yes, it
It's
is.
still yes, exactly. It's still the same
No,
experience.
it's different. It's different.
No, it's it's
I'm
gonna
saying
be
it's
it's gonna
different.
be different.
It's different because in a fighting game, it's you versus yourself and then the other player. In shooter games, it's you with your team.
It's more team oriented, but
Yeah.
there is still the competitive aspect of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll try a different perspective too, because I mean I get what you're saying, right? Because it could work in theory,
It
but
could work. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to work. Not because I don't think it can, but because of this idea. Think about like restaurants, right? Think about something like a Chick-fil-A or a McDonald's or whatever have you, right? You have to basically figure out which area to install these particular restaurants at in order for these restaurants to succeed. If you build, these restaurants at a very bad spot, they're not going to flourish. That's the idea behind what you're saying. Is like, yeah, in theory this could work, but establishing a free to play game with the wrong genre of gaming could be bad.
Okay, hold
I
up.
don't think I don't think it's gonna work with a game like Tekken, because as Moose had said, it's you against yourself and the player. Meanwhile, you have a bunch of other people on a team.
I would say that's even more reason to make it free to play, because it lives and dies even more by the player versus player experience. So if it's more accessible to people to have that experience, it's better for the game itself. And it would make it easier to get people into it as well.
I think that it could work because the biggest thing for Tekken, yes, their sales, right, 3 million copies sold as of now. But the thing is like what they really made a lot of their money from with Tekken 7 was the DLC. The Leroy, the Falcon, the Armor King sales were insane. And like if you were to go free to play, and if you were to pay for like DLC characters and skins, that could help. Because one thing too about Tekken is just it's like it's on sale for like $6 all the time. $6 here, $10 there. So people kind of already are picking it up for like cheap. But then what keeps them making that money is the shop, battle pass, and DLC characters. So it could work. And I think if the developers were going to do it, it would be based on whether or not another fighting game succeeded, like 2XKO, or if another, because so far all the other fighting games that went free to play, they were dead in 3 years.
Yeah, they died quick. Yeah.
They died quick, and
Where
that's the main reason why I said what I said. It's not that I don't think it could work. It's just that.
a little question: were they like completely free, even the PVE content, or just the PvP part?
I don't know about 2XKO, but I think Multiverses was free all the way around,
Yeah.
and you just paid.
Multiverses was free.
Yeah, you just bought the characters and like a battle pass.
Wasn't Dead or
Okay.
Alive free as well?
I know one Dead or Alive specifically. You had 4 characters unlocked, and then the other 20 was locked, and I think you purchased them. But I don't know what the other virtual. Someone in the chat said DOA had a free small roster, but full game was not. So yeah, like 4 characters were free, and you had to pay for the others. That's what Multiverses did as well. They had 4 characters. I think it was like 5 or something, and then all the others you had to buy them.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say why Tekken would succeed in it, I would say Tekken is like the biggest fighting game. Yeah? No?
I disagree.
In terms of what? What do you mean by biggest fighting? Like in terms of popularity?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's Street
No?
Fighter,
It's
Mortal
Street,
Kombat,
it's Street
then
Fighter.
Tekken. Yeah,
Street Fighter and then Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, then
Oh,
Tekken.
okay.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1 sold 6 million copies before they killed it, and then Tekken is at 3 million. Mortal Kombat's still kind of on top. They have more sold than Street Fighter. Street Fighter's at 4. I think Street Fighter's closing in on 5, but Mortal Kombat has 1 million more than Street Fighter.
I think Tekken it's popular as among all the 3D fighters. That I'll say.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's literally the only one that's existing right now.
Mhm.
Yeah. I would say that would also be the biggest reason why they would succeed, is because they are like the biggest 3D fighting
Yeah.
game.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, like from a quick play like standpoint. You don't put ranked in there. You just have
Yeah.
people try it out. The only thing I don't agree with you on is the fact that it would have longevity. I think it would last maybe
No.
like a couple months, if that, and then that would be it.
Okay, that's difference in opinion. Like we can see the future,
Yeah,
don't have it in our hands. So
Yeah.
sure, that's fair. I would say it would have longevity if it's managed properly with like
Yeah.
skins and so
Yeah.
on as well.
Yeah, but this is
But
Bandai we're
yeah.
talking about too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's gonna work. I see where we are right now with trying to implement DLC and people are having backlash on it. I don't think it's gonna work long term.
The biggest problem with the DLC characters is this is something League of Legends does. League of Legends has like so many characters, right? And every week you have like a free rotation. And I think on the weekends at least, Tekken 8 should like put one DLC character for casual matches only for free so people can at least test it out. Tekken 8 is a competitive game and you can't even practice every character in practice mode. That is a crime. I don't care what anyone says. That should not be like that.
Like I said, in theory, it sounds good, but I just don't think it's gonna work. Just because of the way how I've seen those games try and implement it, those few fighting games try to implement it, it just doesn't work long term. And so you're gonna have to have and form a different strategy in order to make it much more appealing to casuals. I would go as far as saying it needs to have more original content instead of recycling content that was already in the game. Maybe that's the reason why, this whole Tekken shop thing is not working.